Welcome to 515 Podcast Season 2. We here. I got Anita with me today for my first episode. I had to bust it out, man. That's how we're going to do it, okay? What's up, Anita?
How you doing?
What's going on, cuz?
Wonderful. Excited to be here on 515. Ready to share some great info with you all.
Okay. So, you're a chef, and you do a whole lot of things, and I wanted to bring you on my podcast because I want them to know, So
Right.
tell them a little bit all the things that you got going on, and we'll break it down.
Okay, so I am a personal chef. I am Chef Anita Torrain. My business is the Luxury Plate. And I just focus on private events, weddings, bar mitzvahs, baby showers, you name it. Personal chef if you need me to come in and chef it up for you.
Okay.
On call, off call, over there.
I know you into modeling too. So, what got you into modeling also?
Because I was tall and skinny. So growing up, you're tall and skinny. And a lot of men used to be like, you need to play basketball. I tried out, it just didn't work. So I said, no, I'm a girl. So
There's a lot of people who go on Instagram and model a lot, and they just photo. Did you try like doing agencies and stuff like that, or is just more like, what would you say to people like that? Who's just using it on Instagram?
I actually did, because this was before social media was a big thing.
Yeah.
So I had to actually have my hard copy, my portfolio. I had to have my pictures printed out in a book, and you had to go up and present them to the agencies. And if they like you that day, they say, okay, let's see what else you got, or let's sign you. If they don't, they don't. But to me, today's society is a little bit more easy.
Okay.
It's easier because they can see you just by clicking on your page or scrolling down Instagram or TikTok or what have you. And next thing you know, you might blow up overnight.
Okay. So I'm gonna go a little deeper and talk about you're an independent woman. You got many stuff going on or what have you. And what got you to that point? Like, what are the things that you went through as a woman like that? Like, if people got daughters out here, if you had to give advice to like daughters out here and some of the adversity they go through or what have you, what are the challenges you had to deal with before you discovered like what do you want to do in life?
My challenges were self-love, self-worth, all of that. I had to realize who I was and who I am and whose I am. But I really had to look at myself and say, hey, you are free. Hey, you are this, you are that. And once you gain confidence, then you realize, okay, I might want to do this, I might want to do that, and I'm going to put my best foot forward.
Okay. That's crazy that you said that because you said, not what you said, but based off like what I see a lot is a lot of young ladies not knowing that they are beautiful. And so that brings insecurities and stuff like that. And then if they get the wrong person, they kind of manipulate that, which I speak on that on my last season about gaslighting. And so I wanted to know, like, is it a time where a young lady like takes time to figure out like they self-worth or like when did they realize that, hey, you know what, I am.
For me, it started middle school, but it's a everyday process, and I'm growing more into it daily. Like even now, certain situations where you might, find yourself with someone or around a certain group of people, and you might put down your guard because of certain reasons, but you step back and realize, like, hey, I'm worth more than this.
Right.
And so you're not gonna downgrade me, but you have to do your daily affirmations, look in the mirror, and I deal with me, and I look at me, not as it, oh, I'm arrogant, oh, cocky. No, I embrace all of my flaws, inside and out, and they're beautiful.
It's like kind of like trying to discover who you are. You know what I'm saying? And just basically just discover who you are. I know for guys, as young men, we'll grow up and we're trying to find ourselves. And then as we get older, we discover our niche, or what have you. And then once we discover our niche, we work that. But one of the things that I even overlooked a little bit, that's the same thing for women. Of course, you know what I'm saying? They go through phases where they trying to discover who they are. They going through phases of distractions and stuff like that. Imagine you're a young lady that at the age of maybe in your 20s or what have you, lower 20s, maybe in high school, and now you got different guys might try to, be attractive, approach you with your what have you, but your dreams is on the other side.
Yeah, you got to curb those distractions. You really do. I am a person who, right now, I've realized at this big age that I need to stay focused. I can't really entertain too much. If I do, I'm gonna get distracted and then I'll fall back. And I don't need to do that. I'll get.
So what do you think the biggest distraction is when it comes to like a young lady or what have you?
Males.
Males?
Males.
It could be the earth. It could be
males. I'm telling
you. So you said that's the dominant thing.
I'm telling you,
males. Why you say that?
Because we love them.
Okay.
So that's an easy distraction.
So how do you finesse, or how do you move past that, or how do you balance that?
They folk told me, but I don't have time for balance right now.
Okay.
And that's me. I'm not saying it should be every female, but think about it. You look at your family history, or you look at anybody's history, or a lot of times people go off to college and it's like, yes, you go to college, you're gonna graduate. What happens? Oh, how the girls get pregnant. They get distracted. It's easy. And it's not just one race, it's a lot of races. And you see a lot of people who, have gifts, like really talented, but they never reached the level that they were supposed to. So they are kind of living the average life.
Yeah. You said average life. What do you mean by average life? Person just get up, go to work.
It's like they accepted what they were dealt. Like they accepted what was handed to them. Some people will fight and break through and actually reach their goal.
Going outside the box.
Yeah, some people will do that. Some people just sit and take whatever's given to them, okay? That's one thing I refuse to do. I don't care how old I get. I'm still going to fight to be who I'm supposed to be.
Oh, wow. So what type of things that you got set up in the next 5 years? Oh, what am I, 5 years? Yeah, next 5 years.
Well,
what things you may got going on now?
One thing is for sure, I have to become a billionaire by tomorrow.
Okay.
That's mandatory. But next 5 years, I'm just looking to be well successful, driven in my personal chef career, but also revamping the eyes of modeling. I feel like Rihanna has done that with the type of models that she uses for her Fenty brand. She has all ages, shapes, sizes. If you have a situation where you might be disabled, she invites everybody. But back when I was a teenager, that wasn't, if you have a gap, they will shut you down. They telling you close it. So my thing is to just break barriers, break down walls.
That's crazy. You mentioned about breaking barriers, because one of the biggest things that I had to realize at a certain point is to break the barriers that was already there before I was even born or whatnot. Basically saying, just do this and this, and that's good enough. But then you get older and you realize, hello, I can take it further. Yes, I don't have to settle for just A, B, C, and D. I want to take it even further, having dreams.
And sometimes it's close to home. Sometimes it might be, close family members, close friends, or even your parents. But you cannot, I'm just not an average person. I don't even think the same. I know how to adapt. I know how to function around regular people and not to make it seem, and I don't want to say regular like, oh, I'm up here. No, not. I'm human. But what I'm saying is certain people have certain gifts, and just push through and exceed. Just go get it, grab it, do it. Just do it. That's what Nike said, do it.
I know a lot of people deal with like depression. I know a lot of people who deal with anxiety. And that sometimes they export that in a defensive behavior. Our corner saying that is, what is your definition of self-love?
In order for me to love myself, I have to love God. I love myself. Things that I do. Younger, as a teenager,
Yeah.
I will find myself depressed sometimes.
Yeah.
I've had anxiety attacks before, but the older I gotten in the recent years, I don't allow myself to get to that point. I'm in a happy place and space, and I'm not gonna allow anybody to change that.
What gave you that drive though? What do you find that drive? What was that typical moment where you said, you know what? I'm not gonna allow nobody to deter for where I'm going.
I saw this is fun. I saw a Richard Pryor movie, Which Way Is Up?
Yeah.
And at the end of it, it was like the movie was based on him, everybody telling him what to do. He moved to different cities, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, he really realized, like, this is my life.
Yeah.
And I got to make decisions. So he told the man, I've already been to the bottom. I have nowhere to go but up. So forget you. I'm finna live my life. And that right there just gave me a few, you know what? I have seen the bottom. So top is where we going.
Yeah. I think that was my pivotal moment is when I hit the bottom. And I came to a realization that mama gonna love you.
That's right. That's right.
Grandma gonna love you.
That's right.
Everybody gonna love on you. But it's up to you to actually make the move to move on and get better. So, you know, coming from my background in makeup, sometimes all they can do is love on you. You know, and it's up to you to build that mentality. Say, okay, if I hit the bottom, what do I need to do to get, you know, off my feet at least? And once I figure that out, there's no way in the world that, you know, somebody can bring me back to that bottom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once I got where I need to be.
And I'm going to say,
Yeah.
it's about who you're around as well. You got to watch who's in your ear gates, even in your eye gates. You've really got to protect yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember being around certain friends and picking up anxiety. Yeah. And once I like really, and that person was somebody who was always all over the place, just doing random stuff whenever, however.
You can have a beautiful soul, a good personality, all that, and have a friend who has a certain trauma that you never experienced. And then their trauma bounces on you, and then next thing you know, you're experiencing their trauma, you know, and it sets you back sometimes. So I agree with you. Sometimes you have to make sure that
Protect yourself.
you have to protect yourself.
And you have to ask, is that a friend or is this a distraction?
Yeah. Yeah. Or a liability.
Right. Because what I found, it's not a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And life goes on. And I have so much peace.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. We going to do the second piece for your food or what have you. But I want to ask you this question before I do that.
Okay.
What I want to ask you is that I'm gonna throw a pickle in there.
Okay, pickle.
Okay. So my thing is, explain to me the differences of a female friend and a male friend, and why is it challenging for most people to have male friends, or what benefits you can have of having a male friend.
I've always been a girl that was put around the males.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? I was very active young, as far as in like I played baseball. My sister and I played baseball, so we were always around the guys.
Yeah.
A lot of my cousins are males.
Yeah.
You know, certain classes, mostly guys. Working as a chef in a kitchen.
Yeah.
Mostly men. It's male dominated.
Yeah.
So male friends are important,
Yeah.
but there has to be a line,
Yeah.
and there has to be respect there for you to know that, look, we just friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you do have to watch certain individuals who might do certain things for you. They like you and they want to get to know you deeper, but they try to act like they don't. It's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there too many times. It's a lie.
Yeah.
But you do have some, like I have 2 male friends right now.
Mm-hmm.
Real cool. We link up sometime. We'll go out, hang out. I met them in the kitchen. They cool. They like brothers. They looked out for me
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as it's respect there and it's no motives that are unseen, like you know.
But if you notice motives, what would be your reaction if you notice that there are motives there?
Right now, what I used to do was kind of act like, oh no, they don't like me. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now I have to say, well, look, I don't like you like that, and I want you to know, like, we friends.
Mm-hmm. And if you can't, as from a male perspective, if you can't change that, then we can't no longer be friends.
No, and that's what I had to do. Like, certain guys I had to just cut off or not respond because they don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one, we known each other since high school, but ultimately his goal was to be with me. He cannot be with me. And we just made this clear recently. Well, not really recently. We don't really talk. But no.
Okay.
No.
So lastly, what would you say to the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 16-year-old of you? What would you say to that person?
Girl, it's gonna be all right. You gonna grow up. You gonna have a good life. Just stay encouraged and be confident. Go after things. Don't let anybody shake you from what you feel in your heart. Just go after it.
And what would you say to the 65, 75 of you?
Ooh, child, you made it. You made it. You here. You're aging.
And
gracefully.
And what would you want your legacy to be?
Trust God in all of your ways, and lean not to your own understanding, because I get in trouble if I'm thinking what I want to think, do what I want to do. I have to have guidance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. For me, I just want my legacy to be the folks that I connected with along my journey.
Mm-hmm.
They will always remember what I've said to them, what I've done with them, as far as like helping them out or what have you. And that's it. Real simple, because words last longer than people do. So what you say to a person can go 20 years, 40 years from now. Yeah. We still remember what MLK says, and it's a beautiful thing. So we're going to get started on, I think you got some hors d'oeuvres or something like that.
Oh, yes, of course. Just a little light refreshment for you all.
All right, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Welcome back. This is 5:15. All right, Anita, what we got here?
So right here, I have some blinis. This is a French Russian hors d'oeuvre. So what it is I have it's like a pancake, but it's savory. I have some creme fraiche. I have a blackberry, and right here we have some caviar, some salmon roe. Okay. So I just had to take it and put a little bit on top of the blackberry, and then I drizzled honey on top, so it'll give it a little pizzazz.
Nice.
And I have smoked salmon and blue cheese, chives, blinis as well. So you ready to dig on in?
Yeah, what's this right here?
Okay, so we got a nice this is not an alcohol beverage. This is actually a sparkling white tea, cranberry, and ginger sparkling drink. So we're going to get into this. Y'all join in.
Finally, I'm living for me, free from the judgments of you. I superpower the wicked flow, superpower my view. I superpower.
We also live on TikTok, y'all, right now. We literally live.
We ticking and we talking.
We ticking and talking. What's up? Okay. This is good. I'm gonna get a little drink.
A little drinky drink.
Anita, this is good. Very good. Hey. We're gonna wrap up this episode and continue on. We're gonna visit a shop with Richard Torrain. So stay tuned. We're on the way to it now. Well, what you were saying about legacy?
Funny thing is, at this age, I don't even know yet, but that's the beauty of it, because I have so much life to live. Foundation, a strong foundation with God, of course, but it will also be a strong foundation of family value. Because that's one of the first things God created, was the family. Yeah. Man, woman, and the family. And my grandmother, she really laid that foundation off strong. Family and that whole, Big Mama soul food, that's a real thing. That's how much you cook and have so many people over. So, of course, me as a chef, that's where a lot of my foundation came from.
Right here on top. We're gonna do it in front of her shop. That's all. That's how we put picking on 5:15.
5:15.
It's been good with y'all. Y'all take care.